Thanks to everyone who have subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you. Edo Reps cries out. Massive failure of students in WAEC engages teachers. This is rather very sad. This is an occurrence of what just happened in Edo State, and the reps are crying out to say, please, something has to be done. Teachers have to get on top of this and have to make sure that students in rural areas are not deprived. As a matter of fact, they are part and parcel of the society of Edo State, of any community, wherever the students are, whether in the rural area or in the urban community, should all be given, the same standard of education, not those in urban community having an upper hand, a better opportunity, while those in rural environments are being, disengaged because that they don't have teachers, or the teachers are not adequately engaged in the students or doing what they should. It's very disheartening. This report is coming that most of the students failed their WAEC, and these are leaders of tomorrow. So the government needs to do more. Let's get on to the news and get all the details. Members representing Esan South, Esan North Federal Constituency, Edo State, in the House of Representatives, Honorable Sage Ogun, said he had employed the service of teachers to improve on the seemingly annual poor academic performance of students in the rural communities in the African School Certificate Examination WAEC. The People's Democratic Party lawmakers disclosed this recently at the St. Francis Grammar School, Obaje venue, for the conduct of the 18th edition 2019-2020 SSCE free enrollment test for senior secondary school in the two local government area that made up of constituency courtesy his Foundation Osage 7SOOF. He had also raised concerns over what he termed gross understaff of teachers in the rural communities, stressing that only 5% of the total number of students who enrolled in the last year examination passed, as against the yearly 600 marked to have been sponsored for WAEC by the Federation. He said over 3,000 free forms were distributed to eligible students who sat for the examination, and the foundation will equally take responsibility for further sponsor no fewer than 6 overall best students to the university level, all expenses paid off all throughout their university degree. We have decided to hire teachers that we will pay every month to support government teachers because the students are not doing well at all. These are the challenges we have in the rural areas. In Obaje, we have less than 5 teachers in a school. They are grossly understaffed, insufficient for this kind of school. If you now go to a place like Emu, Iloso, they have 2 principals, both junior and senior secondary school, and maybe a copper teacher in the entire school. That is not the best. It's not good enough, he lamented. The lawmaker, however, expressed optimism of possible improvement of the performance of students in subsequent examination with the recruitment of qualified indigenous teachers who reside in the community, who will be committed to the teachers, to the students. I don't believe any child is dull. It depends on how much energy you can invest in them. If you give them good education, they will excel, he noted. I will work with the governor to ensure that students and the teachers work together, bring in more teachers to the rural area and communities to ensure that these students pass their exams and pass it well. This is a lawmaker who is actually concerned about the pupils of his area, which is, I mean, that should be the right thing. They are lawmakers to ensure that they understand the problem in their environment to be able to relate back to the federal level. He said last year they gave about six 3,000 WAEC form free, to encourage children who are eligible to take the exam so that there is no stress on the parents, which is a good thing, a good development, and should be encouraged. Yes, as a lawmaker, this is his work. This is what he ought to do, how he needs to support the people of the area and make sure that the students in his area are well educated. He is a lawmaker today because he went to some form of education. He got these things, and well, those are part of the indices, that have helped him got to where he is today. However, you cannot be a success without passing on the baton. If you say you are a true success, the baton must be passed on. That's how you really are a success. You are not a success until the baton is passed on and somebody, picks it up, and that person can become a success as well. And by the time you have successors, you have people who are succeeding you. That's when you are a success. It's just like, giving this example, when, a genealogy is lost, when a family has no one to carry on the family name, whether sons or daughters, kind of that family goes into extinct. Let's be very honest with ourselves, because when every member of that family goes, that's the end. That's where it ends. So, I mean, it is important that, the government of today all get in place, all get in line to ensuring adequate and good, reliable education for our children. I'm glad that he's speaking this up and is saying it as a matter of importance and urgency that these children the education needs to be priority, which is good. I'm really happy to hear that a lawmaker or someone is thinking about the children in his constituency. This is good, actually very good. And it should not just end with him. What about other senators representing other senatorial districts? And that's why we're also calling out to say, not just the senators representing senatorial districts or calling on their children or people in their area, but every other person should come on board. If you are a senator, please represent your people well. Go ahead and ensure that peoples in your area are getting all they should. Ensure that the children in your area are going to school. That's the only thing you will be remembered for. I tell you sincerely. That's what you'll be remembered for. You see all these other things we're talking about. It's called mesmerizing. It's called just whatever it is. The truth of it is, whatever you'll be remembered for is what you have done, the legacy you have left. What legacy are you leaving? What legacy exactly are you leaving? Don't forget to like or share, subscribe. God bless you. Bye for now.